Hello and welcome to today's Reiki session. Today we're going to be focusing again on heart center with response or expressing gratitude for our social relationships. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the grounding process, and you can allow the eyes to close, get comfortable, begin to relax and deepen the breath while I begin our grounding. And I'm also going to use a few oils today to support us in this process. So currently I have Console, which is the comforting blend. I'm going to apply that to heart center and a little bit to the wrists to support those who may have experienced loss, or maybe are struggling a little bit in their social relationships. I'm also going to apply a little peace, which is the reassuring blend, right behind the ears. Just for right now, just to give us a little something to work with as we go through our gratitude expression for our relationships. I'd like to invite you to begin scanning your body, making note of any areas of tension or discomfort. And once you've completed that, I invite you to send the breath with all the beautiful healing energy that we're creating here today into those areas. As you breathe very deeply, just invite that energy to flow into those areas. I know there have been some challenges with regards to social engagement. Things have become much more digital in our super connected, but yet sometimes super disconnected world. And I'd like to invite you to explore some of the emotions associated with that. And maybe we can take advantage of this opportunity to explore what our social needs are. Our preferences in terms of engagement, our preferred individuals that we like to spend time with, and maybe some of the individuals that we prefer a little more distance from. There's no judgment here, we're just going to acknowledge everything that is with regards to our social well-being. Humans are communal creatures. We definitely appreciate the opportunity to engage with and interact with one another. And we also very, very much respond on a very primal level to being part of the group. Any social pressures that are applied to us, good, bad, or indifferent, have quite the impact. And so we're going to take the opportunity now to release ourselves from anything that we feel pressured to do, pressured to be, pressured to say, because of societal norms. We're just going to create acceptance for ourselves and our experiences right here in this moment. I'd like to invite you to bring the hands to heart center. And let's just take the opportunity to focus for a moment on the relationships that are most meaningful to us. Who is it that we engage with socially that we most appreciate in our lives? It could be one person, it could be many. Could even be your pets, and that's a wonderful thing. Could be the companionship of spirit as well. That is particularly true for those who have strong connection with their angels or their spirit guides, especially those who've had loved ones who've transitioned and they still feel their presence close to them. These are all beautiful things, and let's just take a moment to honor them. Take a moment to explore with pure and sincere gratitude all of the many benefits that you get from your social interactions, especially with your favorite individuals. Do you feel love? Do you feel companionship? Do you feel acceptance? A genuine appreciation? A freedom to be yourself? Whatever it is that you experience as a result of your favorite, most supportive relationships, I'd like to invite you to explore those now, expressing gratitude for each and every single thing that comes up. And even with regard to challenging relationships, because we all have them, maybe with individuals that we're not in alignment with, maybe don't get along with well, or maybe societal norms and pressures that we don't necessarily agree with, we can take an opportunity to view those from the perspective of challenge as perhaps a growth opportunity, also as a way of bringing us closer to a realization of what we do and do not appreciate, what's okay with us and what isn't. Sometimes these relationships help to clarify boundaries and help us to clarify the kinds of individuals and the kinds of interactions that we want to have. Sometimes knowing what you don't want is just as important as knowing what you do want. So right now we'll make space for anything that maybe we're seeing in our experience socially that we're not enjoying very much, or that we're not in alignment with, that we can release the emotional attachment to that, process the emotions that are affiliated with it, and create space for change. What that change may be is going to be specific to you, and I will leave it to you to decide what the best outcome will be. But in this moment, let's just create space for the possibility. We're just entertaining the possibility for change, for more of what you love, for more of what you want, for more quality, more enhanced experiences to find you. We're just going to create that space right now. If there's some small part that's whispering, oh, that's not possible, we're going to acknowledge that little voice. Thank it for trying to protect us, as fear often does, and allow it to go on its merry way. Having delivered its message, it's free to move on. It no longer needs our attention. And let's create space for even more interaction. The amazing quality interactions that you have with those in your circle, that you most admire, that you most respect, that you most appreciate, that you most love. Let's fill that heart center with gratitude for these amazing experiences we have. Being grateful that in spite of everything, we're still able to engage with one another. We always find a way to connect, to check in, to companion one another, whatever's going on. I'm going to apply a little bit of cheer, which is the uplifting blend, to heart center, as well as behind the ears. Feels like we're ready for that uplift now, whereas before things felt a little too heavy. Now we can exist in this light space where we can truly and genuinely appreciate the amazing social relationships that we've been given, the opportunities to connect, to laugh, to companion, to enjoy one another's company, in whatever way is most meaningful for you. Breathe in that beautiful sense of community, that connectedness, that shared experience. Allowing space if things are not the way that we would like them to be. Choosing to use that as fuel for change rather than a sticking point to get hung up on. Going to allow space for the perfect relationships to enter our lives and support us in the best way, that help us be our highest and best self. We're going to begin to view things from the perspective of gratitude, allowing what needs to be, what is always highest and best for us, to find its way to us. Dissolving any obstacles in its path, much like water dissolves salt. Just washes it away, removing that barrier, creating space for more freedom. It might be a nice time to think about ways that you can connect with these important individuals in your life. Maybe if you haven't spoken in a while or it's difficult to connect, you can always have energetic conversations where you picture the person in your mind seated in front of you. And you can write them letters too if that's more effective for you. Whatever way works best. You can express whatever it is that you'd like within these energetic conversations, knowing that the message can be received by the other person, even if you cannot speak to them directly for whatever reason. We're just going to create space for those messages to be communicated and that connection to be maintained across any space and any time. We're just going to wash away any resistance, any discomfort, anything that feels heavy or dark, anything that feels like it's blocking your way. Just going to allow that to pass away. Just going to allow it to wash over us and then leave us just as water washes away dirt. It's being rinsed away, allowing space for whatever you need to fill it. Whatever you need to be your highest and best self. And let's begin to bring some movement into the body. You can stretch, wiggle around. Allow the eyes to open. Allow your breathing to return to normal. Let's bring those hands again to heart center as we take our 3 slow, deep breaths, making note of any areas in our body that might need a little extra love and attention. That's where we'll choose to send the breath. Let's breathe in this amazing space of gratitude and peace and connectivity, and exhale anything that feels dark, blocked, negative, or heavy. Inhale in. And out. Inhale in. And out. time in and out. Well done. Thank you again for taking this time and creating space to express gratitude for all the many blessings and connections you have in your life. Until we meet again, be well. Namaste.